So can Chuck Norris use all of his manly bearded powers to go back in time and save the chicken? Because that part was sad. Missing in Action 2, The Beginning, released in 1985 and is directed by Lance Hool, who's also behind such films like Steel Dawn, One Man's Hero, and Two Hearts. And of course, this film is starring Chuck Norris, Soon-Tek Oh, Stephen Williams, Benetta Otta, Cosi Costa, and Joe Michael Terry. And the reason why we're talking about Missing in Action 2 today is because it was a PayPal recommendation and donation from a big contributor and supporter of this channel, David Klimoff. Thank you very much for this recommendation. Continuing on in this franchise, you recommended the first film, the first official film in this franchise a couple of months ago, so got to be inundated with this franchise and Chuck Norris here. Again, from that first review, I'm realizing that I haven't actually seen a lot of Chuck Norris films, though of course with your recommendations, David, I have been getting inundated with a lot more Norris in my life, which is never a bad thing. So thank you very much, David, for the recommendation. If anyone else out there also wants to be like David and help support me and contribute to this channel, you can select the QR code that is in the bottom left corner of your screen right now. Send over your donation of $5 or more with your movie recommendation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, and give you a little shout out, just like what I did with David Klimoff here. Colonel James Braddock and the rest of his men are being held in a North Vietnamese POW camp run by the sadistic Colonel Yin, who forces the POWs to grow opium for a French drug dealer named Francois. But eventually Braddock is able to escape from his prison and to take out all of these non-American Vietnamese pieces of shit once and for all. This movie is very Americana. Like, we're never backing down. We're never surrendering. We're never going to betray our country and say that we were helping them. No, we're not doing that ever, because America. Hurrah, hurrah, damn it. Plus, it's Chuck Norris. He can take whatever pain and torture that they want to dish out to him. He's just going to sit there and meditate and be patient and wait for the opportunity to where he can finally escape, but yet come back in totally sewn up and ripped up army garbs that he puts on as now a karate tunic, and he takes out everyone with his bare fists because he, again, is Chuck Norris. Now, reading up on this movie for this review, I've discovered that this film, with the subtitle The Beginning, was actually meant to be the beginning of the Missing in Action franchise, and then the film that was originally the first one in the franchise, where he goes back and he frees a lot of the people that apparently were left behind. That one was supposed to be the second one, but the directors, they were shooting them back to back, by the way, but the directors agreed that, well, this one that's technically second is actually a much better film than this one, so let's put that one first, introduce the franchise, then we'll release this one as a sequel slash prequel that should have come out first. Yeah, let's do that. That makes sense. It's the 80s and we have action stars, and we need more action films that take place in Vietnam, and soldiers with knives instead of machine guns coming in and saving other soldiers, and hurrah, America, yeah, damn it. And that was one of my concerns with watching the first film, is that the film is called Missing in Action, and yet Chuck Norris is basically found right away, though he has to go back and save his fellow soldiers that were missing in action from the POW camp. But I was thinking, like, that story just doesn't make sense for a first entry in a franchise called Missing in Action. Why aren't we getting the action stuff of him missing? I don't know, just doesn't make sense. This film made more sense to be the first in the franchise for me while I was watching it. Though I definitely agree that the first film is definitely better, or at least it's way more enjoyable. This one, I mean, it's a lot of torture. It's a lot of Chuck Norris and his fellow soldierians just sitting around in their cage, whining and crying about their given circumstances. Some of them are being killed, or at least being choked out to the brink of death, and it's not very fun. There's not a lot of fun things about this movie. Like I said in the intro, there is a chicken who is a character in this film who's best friends to one of the soldiers, and then to torture him, the chicken ends up dead, and that was so goddamn sad. The chicken didn't do anything. It's so sad. But what really was bugging me, and forgive me, I haven't gone back to watch the original in a couple of months. I've kind of completely forgotten like how that film got started, or where Braddock's backstory actually starts and begins with this whole missing in action situation. But in the first film, he goes back to save the people that were missing in action. Like they were part of his troop, right? Well, in this film, I mean, he saves all of the ones that he was imprisoned with. So, where did those people from the first film come from? Were they just soldiers that he knew of that were in trouble? Or did this character of Braddock go missing a second time? So, this is the first film, he saved all these people, and then went back out into the field with another troop, and then went missing again, but he was found eventually. Like, does he just keep on going missing? This is not the best soldier out there, people. If you keep going on missions and you keep ending up being missing, like, you're not a very good soldier if you do that, I'm sorry. Although I never think of Chuck Norris as a soldier. I always just think of him as someone that just upholds justice and the law wherever he goes. So seeing him in this role as like a legit soldier, not like in the first one when he's basically a rogue agent going back and saving people, in this one he's actually a soldier, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right for me. It feels better once he escapes and then he's taking out all of the bad people one by one with booby traps, and he's crawling under the bridge because, you know, he's Chuck Norris, he's also Spider-Man. And then his whole karate duel with the big bad guy at the end where he basically like breaks his rib to where like he can't get a breath, and then he's paralyzed, and then he blows up the building. That's the Chuck Norris that I know. But like the first half of this film where he is just sitting there in solitude and meditation, just being tortured because he's a soldier, it was weird. It was strange for me. Is it an improvement from the first entry? I don't think so. I think they were right in that, yeah, the one that was intended to be the sequel is the better film, so let's put that one out first. So yeah, that one's the superior movie. This one, it has its moments. It has your standard Chuck Norris karate fighting style in here periodically. But if you're looking for a nice, war film, you're not going to get that with this movie. There are way better war films out there than this one. I'm going to give Missing in Action to The Beginning 2 out of 5 Blu-rays. I've had better. So guys, if you've seen Missing in Action 2, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across it because of this video, then comment below and let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell so you'll know the next time I release my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.